Hey, you guys, good morning. It's eclipse morning, and I have been up for, since 4 a.m. Huge activations and timeline shifts. It's like my nervous system and my thoughts are stabilizing, okay? Because it's really about controlling your mind, or your mind is going to be controlled. I think that's a huge point that I want to talk about today is control your mind, control your thoughts. Because what I see happening right now is if you're not moving your thoughts forward towards your future, and if you're not getting connected and unified with your freedom code, your freedom energy, and if you're not on the pathway to freedom right now, what's happening is you're going to go in reverse. And when you go in reverse, you're going against the law of the universe. You're going against your free will. You're going into the collective, right? You're going into the collective consciousness. And the collective consciousness is going down a dark pathway right now. All right. So that dark pathway, however, is how more and more people are going to wake up. And remember that awakening is it's a step-by-step process. So we're always going to be awakening. And in that awakening process, whatever level we're at consciously, there's always going to be a next level. So it's like if you're let's look at this, like if you're a tree, right? And if we are nature, which our body is nature, right? We were created by God. The trees are created by God. Human evolution is that we continuously grow, right? We expand. But what happens when your thoughts are not expansive and your body is not attuned to expansion is you think great things and you want great things, but you don't actually create them because you're afraid, because they're new. And we have so many people right now that are just afraid of expanding, afraid of growing, afraid of freeing themselves. Because I look at it as like a Stockholm syndrome. It's like, you guys, we're already free. But because we have been meant to believe that it has to be this way or it has to be that way, or our parents think this, our parents think that, or, we can't do this, we can't do that, we spin ourselves and we go into old belief systems, we go into old energy, and that's where freedom doesn't exist. But what does exist in that, we'll just say this, what does exist in that realm, which is the lower dimensions, is free will. And free will is your choice to get yourself moving in the direction of your dreams. Because right now we have a massive support of abundance. And through activation and through turning on your inner soul light and your circuitry for acceleration and manifestation and really getting yourself strong and sturdy and empowered, you can create anything you want to create in this time because it is highly abundant. I'm seeing this just in how quick and easy it is to override any programming within my body to choose another reality. And when I choose that reality, instant manifestation occurs. And I've been doing this for many years now, but it is getting even easier because I've been committed and dedicated to it. And I know the process. This process has been taught to me by the ancients. It is ancient wisdom of manifestation. It is how you create the new earth. So it's coded with the new earth frequencies. It's coded in destiny. One thing that I'm working with right now in my 40 Days to Freedom 5-week expansion course is something that is so beautiful. I activated my husband in it this morning. It's energy from Culebra, which is where the God codes are. And the God codes are the unification between the divine masculine and the divine feminine. These are unity consciousness codes. These are wealth codes. So anything that has been, anything that your soul is meant to inherit in this lifetime can be accelerated through using the God codes. And one of the things that I'm working with right now is the rainbow sun body codes. Oh my God, pure bliss. So the rainbow sun body codes are their freedom portal, a freedom gateway that I'm activating today, actually, in my course. And I did this for my husband this morning after we made love this morning. It was just so magical and so beautiful. And I just felt my heart was so expansive, and put this activation in his heart chakra. And he said, I feel like a Care Bear. And I knew that there was something, there is something to this. Number one, I don't just get activations because they're not, just, I get activations because they're world changing. And I shared this with some of my private clients, but I'm also going to be using this activation to help people expand in the heart chakra, because the heart chakra is where the new earth codes of your embodiment are located. And when you activate these freedom codes, I call them, through the rainbow, the rainbow sun light body, what happens is you can override the energy in your heart that is holding on to old realities. Now, the way that I'm experiencing it too is I literally feel like the sun. And so, like, my body's getting heat and warmth, and like, as I'm like heating up my core temperature, I'm like burning away, these old timelines, these old lingering things. In my dreams, what I'm seeing is I'm seeing old aspects of me, just literally like leaving my body. And when I mean old aspects of me, I mean that we hold on to collective consciousness. We hold on to our memories within our body, within our cells, within our DNA. And what's happening through this rainbow light body activation is my DNA is upgrading massively to open up. So when your body upgrades, what happens is your external environment starts to upgrade. And so you raise your vibration. And when you raise your vibration, you can instantly manifest what's aligned with that vibration. Meaning openings come, opportunities come, downloads come, right? Where what's happening right now, okay, so here's what I'm hearing, and I'm tapping into sources, powerful sources that I trust, that they're trying to reverse the energy field of God. And the energy field of God is wholeness, oneness, unity, and true abundance. It's literally like we are being called to be our own gods. And so what's happening though is that they're also trying to reverse the energy field so that we can't receive this, right? And so the thing about it is like, I am an activator. So you would receive this through receiving activations. Okay. What I want to say to you right now is that because the energy field of Earth is so manipulated, you want to be working with someone who can activate this, because you are your own Earth. You are your own God. You are even your own sun right now if you choose to be, right? You're your own ecosystem. And within your own ecosystem, your house becomes your own sanctuary. You start to understand that you're connected to the greater good of God and that God's orchestrating a divine life for you. And you get connected into that. Now, this is not like, it's work. It's work because you've got to also do the work. And doing the work is really just choosing a consciousness and staying conscious and staying awake. Because what's happening is also the energy, the dark energy, which is really ramping up, is going to put a spin to everything, right? And that I want you to imagine that the moving forward of your soul and the soul evolution and you remembering that you were born to live free and that is actually a choice that you have to make every single moment of every single day with massive discernment of where your energy goes, because where your focus goes, your energy is going to flow. And when you're putting your energy towards your future, when you're putting your energy towards the higher frequencies, then what's happening is you are also going to have to, because I just see this group of people who are telling me, but I'm doing this, but I'm doing this, but I'm doing this, and nothing's changing. And what I'm going to say to that is you actually have to then walk the walk. You have to walk the walk. And this is where the very, very slippery slope is occurring for a lot of spiritual people. And to be honest with you, I've had so many internal, oh my God, people, stop with the, I've got this and I've got that issue and I've got this issue and I've got that issue and I'm alone and I'm a this and I'm a that. No more of that. No more victimhood. Because you're also going to have to do I want you to think of the life that you want. You have to move towards it. And I want you to think of all the moments in your life where you've been oh my God, I want that. That's the desire. I want it. I want the relationship. I want the business. I want this. I want that. I want this. And then you've got to think about all the fears that come up that have kept you from all those things all those years. Okay? Because it's amazing to have the rainbow light body, sun activation, amazing. It's amazing to know these things. It's amazing to be activated. It's amazing to receive universal energy and be tapped into that. If you're not, then let me know and I can support you with it. I have some opportunities just for activation, which helps you change the frequency. It's a tune-up, I would say to you. But if you really, really, really are looking at your life and saying, oh my goodness, I am just making excuses and my excuses are becoming my reality, and I want to start making headway towards a vision and a goal, that would feel amazing to me. Because the feeling that you get when you think about it, that's the feeling that you can actually live in, versus the feeling that you get when you say, I can't do it because it's too hard, or I simply don't know how to do it. And I want to actually work with people who are I want to do it so bad, I just don't know what to do. Okay? And you're my people. Okay, you're my people. Because then what I know is that through activations and through teaching you how to use your body as a receiver of universal light source energy, and how to start to climb out and evolve out and grow out of old patterns, as well as start to make headway towards the vision that you want. Those three things, I know that if you're in a position where you're I just don't know how and I want to know how, then I know that I can actually share with you my process. and then you will actually start to do the process, because there's, I'm not even going to entertain that. Like, that's where I'm going right now. I can give you activations, and I can share, and I can put together some, I can share the activation, the rainbow sun code activation for you for a price. You'll have to pay for it, right? That's one way. But the other way is book a call with me, and I will tell you about some of my programs. I have a very low cost 5 weeks of freedom, 40 days to freedom. It's a 40-day experience with me where you're getting activations of the freedom codes. And you are also getting some coaching, okay? I also have one-on-one programs. I'm going to tell you this right now. The only reason I am here I'm actually lying in bed this morning on Monday morning, sharing this with you, is because for years I was coached. I was handheld as I walked the walk, as I walked out of imprisonment of my own thoughts and my own stuck energy, and as I started to create my destiny. This is my 10th, maybe even 11th year of being in an empowered, some sort of empowered major leadership on the planet. I know it was before my daughter was born, and she's almost 9.5. But I looked back on a video recently that I did when I had just done some work with Dr. Shefali. Dr. Shefali is a renowned parenting coach for conscious parenting, and I had done a program with her, and I was doing a testimonial for her. And I looked back, and my hair was completely gray. I had just given birth to my third daughter. And I was speaking about new human things because I had been activated in new human codes. It turned on my DNA, and my destiny started to unfold. My destiny is for children. Now, everybody on earth right now is God's children. Some have received dark hearts. Some will not wake up. Some have dark hearts. Some are vicious human beings. Others, have been, been highly manipulated, right? But here's the thing. What God wants right now is for those who have the codes, the light codes of peace on earth, of heaven on earth, of unity, to start actually doing what they said they were going to do. And this is something you just know on the inside of you. This is just something that you're like, okay, no, I'm not living according to my divine laws. Like, I'm not living to my capability. And it goes beyond living to your capability. It goes into, I am not being who I was divinely designed to be. And therefore, because I am not being that way, I will not ever have anything that I desire. Okay? The beingness comes first. The beingness comes first. You have got to be at the core of you who you are meant to be divinely. And then comes the doing. It's called be, do, have. Beingness comes from inside of you. It is something that can be turned on energetically. It doesn't come from the mind. However, it comes from what is called the God mind, and it comes from the wisdom within your heart and your soul. Okay, this is who I am. This is what I want. And turning that on, it's like turning on a circuit of lights. Then the heart and the soul informs the brain to start getting in alignment with thinking like an evolutionary human being rather than going in reverse and looking at all the past, right? Looking at the past, living in the trauma, living in the wounds. So then what we have is, then we have doing. And again, this is where I see people be like, oh my God, I can't, it's too hard. I don't want to work with people who are like that. I want to work with people who are like, you know what? If someone's done it, I want to know how they've done it. And I want to know what they've done when they've encountered challenges. And I want to know, because there's an evolutionary point within challenges, right? The challenge is either it's there to make you rise. The challenge is the calling, my loves. The challenge is the wake-up call. The challenge is when you get on the other side of the challenge, it's who you become on the other side of the challenge. So you've got to become courageous. You've got to become informed. You've got to become trustworthy of yourself to start living according to who you really are. And then you've got to take those action steps, the doing. And then on the other side of that, you become someone again. So there's the spiritual evolution point. You can't spiritually evolve if you're just meditating and sitting there and watching, the crack in the wall grow, right? Meditation, not enough. This is action time. This is get yourself moving time, because the good things are coming to the people who are getting off, getting moving, move forward, evolve. And some of you aren't going to do that. You're just not going to do it. Not all of you are designed to be trailblazers. Not all of you are some of you are designed to hold light. And that's amazing. I don't work with people who just hold light. That's what I'm trying to say. Okay? I'm working with people who are breaking out of the system and teaching them how to do that for freedom. Because what happens when you do that is God says to you, you know what? I'm going to hand over those dreams. I'm going to deliver you. I'm going to deliver you to the promised land. But the promised land doesn't come to people who aren't willing to walk. And this is what Moses is teaching me. Because even in my own life, I will share with you this. Even in my own life, I am taking everyday action steps, and some of them are very uncomfortable. But what happens as I move through the discomfort, like arguments with my husband, or uncomfortable moments in my business, or just lately it's been old things resurfacing for me, and I'm very transparent with that. What happens is on the other side, when I'm willing to ride it out and I'm utilizing the evolutionary tools that I know work because of who I am today, I haven't really changed too much about my approach. You have to clear energy out of your body. You have to make choices, and you have to take action. And then sometimes you have to wait for the blessing to come. But the blessing always comes. The new embodiment always comes. The amazing breakthroughs always come. And those breakthroughs are happening in love, money, family, joy, happiness, being very stable emotionally, and just owning your energy field. Because the alternative is that biting, attacking, contrived energy that's ramping up right now is gonna come in, and that's where the psychic attacks are gonna come, and that's where the real true fear is gonna come. Not real true, because fear is not real, but that's where you're gonna start experiencing a spin of your energy field. And that spin of your energy field is gonna suck you in to believing things that aren't true. And it's going to drain your energy, and it's going to drain your motivation. And it's going to bring you down. So raising your vibration right now through activations, good. But also knowing how to start to create the life that you dream of, and starting to make headway on your desires, focusing in on the positive motion that you're going to be moving, and you need to be moving in. And it's not even going to be about moving. We're not about moving to somewhere that's better. We're about moving forward in our thoughts, moving forward in our frequency, moving forward in being better people to ourselves, moving forward with being better people to other people, building bridges, not burning them down. A lot of you have burned down bridges because if you're anything like me, it's easier to be alone because nobody understands you and life's been hard. So it's like, hey, it's easier to be alone. But I know that you don't want to be alone because being alone is loneliness. It's sad, right? And so if you look around at why you are actually alone, a lot of what's going on with our human family right now is people in their own families feeling alienated, and this person didn't follow what I did, and this person took the vaccine and I didn't, and I don't like this person because they treated me this way, and I this and that, and no more. Part of getting out of the matrix and getting out of jail is we've got to understand that God's like, I'm going to keep you guys wherever you are until you learn how to behave according to my principles. The first one is thou shalt not fear, for I am God. You are God. You can create anything you want to create. The second one I feel is coming through, which is treat people the way you want to be treated. And that doesn't just mean the people that you like who like you. Oh, this is big. This is where, oh, I don't want to be nice to that person. That person wasn't nice to me. Oh boy, this is a big lesson that we've got going on right here. Because guess what? You're in war energy if you're in that energy. And if you're in war energy, you're spinning hardcore in the opposite direction of God. And you're spinning hardcore in the opposite direction of God. And if you're not spinning with God right now, you're not getting in on the blessings. You're getting in on the turbulence. You're getting in on being, I'm going to say this, pummeled by the energy right now. Fighting, war, greed. It's greedy. Oh, loves, it's greedy. It's greedy. It's greedy behavior. It's victimhood. I'm not going to do that because, that person was mean to me. I'm not going to open up. I'm going to keep this big wall up around my heart because it's got a wound. Yeah, I get it. I had wounds too. Yep. But guess what? When you keep that big wall up around that wounded child, you don't let that child out to play. And that child, when that child doesn't get out to play, that child gets pissed. And when that child gets pissed, that child spins. And anxiety and depression and anger and rage. I'm speaking from experience, so I get it. I totally get it, because on the inside of me for a very long time was a lot of anger and a lot of rage, because my inner child was not allowed to create her dream. But guess what? That was then, this is now, and I have created my dream. I am well ahead of my brothers and sisters who are still looking at the future and saying, oh, wouldn't it be amazing if? And again, I'm looking for people who are like, okay, I want to know the steps. I want to know the steps. I'm tired. I'm tired of doing it the hard way. I had a vision of my sister, my brother represented. Actually, it was represented by my daughter, Tegan. I look at my children as also saying, like, yes, I'm their biological mother, but they belong to Source. And I saw my daughter, Tegan, trying to climb a mountain and then just fall and fall to the ground. And what I said to her is you don't have to do it that way. There's an easier way. And I knew that was a message that somebody needed to hear, because somebody in this community is working way too hard. And you want to know how to work with the energy system that's creating miracles right now, and how to turn that on and how to utilize it and how to go faster to create your own reality. I did the heavy climbing, and you know what? As I did the heavy, hard climbing, I figured out what was the fastest way. Actually, my soul showed me the fastest way, and it was through light code activation. It was through choosing a way of being. Like you got to be a certain way, and then it was doing. And the doing, once you're in alignment, the doing is smooth. You know, you're going to have to break through those barriers that you have put up around your heart because other people have hurt you. But don't worry about that, because I know how to do that as well. And if we ever work together, you're not going to have to do those things alone. You're going to be supported. And then on the other side of that is the breakthrough. And when you can rinse and repeat that cycle alone, you know how to crack the code on anything that's getting in your way right now, that is standing between you and what you want. And that's a miracle. And that's what God wants right now. God doesn't want people struggling and suffering. But the thing is that people will stay there until they're ready to make a decision. So this message is for people who have already decided and are just looking for the right coach, the right guide, the right leader. And again, I've got a couple different things going on in my community that I think it's, I'll leave this at that. I'll leave it. You want to be with me during this time. Some way, somehow, you want to figure out how you are going to be with me during this time. And this is not for people who are going to stay in la la land and are not willing to evolve. Okay? Because I don't have time or space for that. I'm just saying that. This is for people who have the ability to really, truly expand, because you know that you are stronger than your fears already on the inside of you, but you just don't know all the pieces or the way. And I can show you that. So the link to book a call is in this email. Happy eclipse. Happy eclipse. Focus in on, where you want to be going. And know that it's not always physically moving. This is about the direction you want your heart to be going in, your desires to be going in, the direction you want your mind and your thoughts to be going in, because your thoughts create your reality. And you'll know that this is you based on where you are in your life right now and whether or not you're an action taker. All right. Take care, my loves.